The ceremony will now begin.
Good morning. Please be seated. Welcome to A.T. Still University, Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, Class of 2024 Commencement Ceremony. I'm Dr. Norman Gevitz, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs for ATSU. This is a very special day in the lives of those receiving degrees from A.T. Still University. Family and friends, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration, thank you for joining us in honoring these outstanding graduates and recognizing their great achievement. Graduates, you now have the tools and capacity to make a difference in your communities and in the lives of the people you serve. The degree each of you will receive today is not just a credential. It is a testament to your proficiency and competency in mastering a range of difficult subjects. We are proud of you. We wish you the best, and we look forward to hearing from you as you go forward to improve the well-being of all communities. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Bertha Thomas, who will give a welcome from the university's Board of Trustees.
Welcome to all on behalf of the Board of Trustees at A.T. Still University. Established in 1892 by Dr. Andrew Taylor Still, the university began as the founding college of osteopathic medicine. Over the past 130 years, ATSU has grown from a single discipline school on one campus in Kirksville, Missouri, to a multidisciplinary health professions university with 7 schools on 3 campuses in Kirksville, Mesa, Arizona, and Santa Maria, California, as well as an online presence. Our students, faculty, and staff are part of a distinguished heritage emphasizing whole person health care. This approach begins with a belief in the interactions of the body, mind, and spirit, and continues with an understanding of how each of these dimensions may be treated as one. Each ATSU program integrates whole person healthcare into its curriculum and emphasizes development of competencies in interprofessional collaboration, cultural proficiency, critical thinking, social responsibility, and interpersonal skills. I congratulate each and every graduate. I wish you great success and joy in your chosen careers. I hope that you will carry with you the many skills and lessons learned from your time at ATSU. Thank you.
It is now my privilege to introduce the Dean of ATSU's Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, Dr. Dwight McLeod.
Thank you, Dr. Gavitz. Good morning. Please allow me to introduce the stage party. Please remain standing as I call your name. Please hold your applause until I have introduced the entire stage party. Starting on my far right, Dr. Ahmed Zaroug, Assistant Professor, Hooter of Candidates. Dr. Graziella Batista, Associate Professor and Hooter of Candidates. Dr. Hanan Omar, Assistant Dean of Research. Dr. Amar Musawi, Assistant Dean of Preclinical Education and Simulation Clinic. Dr. Norman Gavitz, Senior Vice President for Academic Affairs. Dr. Caitlin Roseman, Class of 2021, Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, and our alumni induction speaker. On my far left, Dr. Grishandra Branch-Mays, Senior Associate Dean, Academic Affairs, Professor, and presenter of the candidates today. Ms. Laurie Haxton, Vice President, Student Affairs. Dr. David Greaves, Assistant Professor, Comprehensive Care Unit Director, and today's Grand Marshal. Ms. Berta Thomas, member of A.T. Still University's Board of Trustees. Ms. Maxine Clark, founder of Build-A-Bear Workshop, CEO of Clark Fox Foundation, inspirator of the Delmar Divine, and today's commencement speaker. Dr. Craig Phelps, class of 1984, Kirksville College of Osteopathic Medicine, and president of A.T. Still University. Seated on the stage is A.T. Still University's Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health faculty. Unable to be with us today is Dr. Poonam Jain, Vice Dean, Clinical Affairs and Advanced Dental Education, and professor. Please welcome our stage party. Thank you. You may be seated. Would all graduates, guests, staff, and faculty who are current or retired members of the uniformed services or first responders please stand? Thank you for all you do for our communities and country. Please be seated. Would all parents, grandparents of the graduates please stand? Thank you for the support you have given to our graduates and for entrusting them to us. It has been our honor and privilege to have these young men and women learn with us. Spouses, partners, significant others, and children of the graduates, please stand. We honor you and thank you for your understanding and support. You may be seated. Finally, I would like to introduce the class of 2024. Graduates, please stand. Thank you. You may be seated. We extend a special thank you to Truman State University President, Dr. Sue Thomas, for her hospitality in sharing their facilities for our commencement. The fact you stand proud today is not by chance. You knew you were joining the founding School of Osteopathic Medicine with its strong, steadfast values dating back to 1892 and its bold mission, vision, and goals. Your time here has been filled with enriching educational, institutional, professional, and community service experiences. You have been taught and mentored by some of the most caring and dedicated faculty members, staff, and administrators committed to ensuring the progress, well-being, and success of all our students. Class of 2024, over the past 4 years, you were challenged numerous times, but each time you demonstrated tenacity and resilience. Your persistence and determination resulted in you completing a rigorous and difficult dental curriculum. We have 62 new graduates, 27 ladies and 35 gentlemen from 22 states who will add to the dental workforce. We're proud to note 10 are from Missouri and 10 will reside and work in Missouri, thereby creating greater access to dental care for underserved communities. 9 will work in community health centers and 1 will serve in the military totaling 10 graduates or 16% of the class working in public health. 30 will work in private practice or the private sector. 8 will attend residencies or postgraduate programs. The remaining graduates were undecided as of May 16th, 2024. As new healthcare providers and leaders, health equity must be the main priority within your practice, and you should actively promote health equity within your communities. Remember our vulnerable children, individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and our aging seniors, as they are among some of the most disadvantaged and marginalized individuals within our population. Be the voice for the neglected and voiceless populations. Class of 2024, you have worked tirelessly on the mental and physical stress and economic challenges, but with assurance and strong support from your family and loved ones, faculty, staff, and administrators, you will, only minutes from now, earn one of the most coveted degrees, the Doctor of Dental Medicine degree. Today is a joyful day as the administrators, faculty, and staff of Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health celebrate your successes and acknowledge your contributions. Class of 2024, you are proud graduates of an institution that embraces a rich osteopathic heritage, promotes whole person health, provides an innovative and contemporary curriculum, advocates for underserved populations, encourages and supports community service, promotes research and lifelong learning, values inclusion and diversity, and educates and develops competent graduates and leaders. As you lead, please remember that change can only occur if you are courageous enough to speak up and advocate. Use your leadership power and your professional status to build community and create positive changes. Go and boldly contribute and make a difference. AT University, Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health graduates, congratulations and best wishes. Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Maxine Clark is a graduate of the University of Georgia and holds several honorary degrees. In 1996, Ms. Clark left her successful 20-plus year career in retail with May Department Stores and her role as president of Payless Shoe Source to start her own business focused on engaging children. With a heart as big as her ideas, Ms. Maxine Clark embarked on a journey to create more than just a store. She envisioned a place where dreams were stitched together, one furry friend at a time, captivating hearts. Her creativity led her to found the Build-A-Bear Workshop. Ms. Clark's passion for innovation and her unwavering belief in the power of imagination propelled Build-A-Bear Workshop from a single storefront to a global phenomenon. She's a strong advocate for underserved communities and marginalized and vulnerable populations. Ms. Clark is a powerhouse in the city of St. Louis who is making a difference in the lives of disadvantaged men, women, and children. Her Delmar Divine project offers hope to a once neglected community. Today, we will hear from the trailblazer herself, who is a beacon of inspiration and whose journey reminds us all that with a whole lot of heart, anything is possible. Ms. Maxine Clark is a visionary entrepreneur whose imagination and business acumen revolutionized the world of retail. You may read more about Ms. Clark in the Commencement program. President Phelps and Ms. Clark, please join me at the podium. President Phelps, it is my honor and privilege to present to you Ms. Maxine Clark for the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters.
The highest degree A.T. University of Health Sciences may confer is an honorary doctoral degree in recognition of superior commitment to osteopathic principles and for service to healthcare, medical education, scientific research, community service, and leadership in political or educational administration. Ms. Clark, upon the recommendation of the faculty dean and senior vice president of academic affairs, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you the honorary degree Doctor of Humane Letters with all the rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
We had to make a little adjustment there. All these tall, tall dentists. Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction. I'm honored to be the commencement speaker at A.T. Still University, Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health. Graduates, I know that you have worked very hard to get to this point, and for that you should be incredibly proud. At Build-A-Bear Workshop, we like to say that it takes a village to raise a bear, and the same is true for you. It has taken the support of all your families, your friends, your teachers, and clinicians to help you get to this point, and I would like to say to all of you, congratulations. As a longtime trustee of Washington University in St. Louis and a past trustee of my own university, the University of Georgia, I'm very fortunate to have met hundreds of students, maybe even thousands, and you never cease to amaze me. I always walk away inspired by your energy and our collective future. One of the most important skills that you have acquired while studying at ATSU is the ability to balance many things at once: school, family, community, and career aspirations. That may be the most important degree of all, Master of Multitasking. I have yet to meet a successful person who could not manage many things at once, and this is the one skill that will serve you throughout your life and your career. Another skill that you've acquired during the pandemic is resilience. All of us were forced to adopt and develop new skill sets. The pandemic may have inspired many of you to change your educational focus to the field of dentistry in order to support our communities, especially the underserved, with more tools for better oral health, which we all know leads to better overall health. It is not uncommon for people to be observers and to talk about how things could be different. Many a proverbial water cooler conversation is held with that in mind. But that's all it is, just conversation. People can talk about how it can be different or should be different, but it is a very small group that takes it upon themselves to do something about it. I encourage you to be part of that small group, but make it larger, those that want to be part of the solution and not the problem, to make the world a better and healthier place where more people will thrive. I had the experience while in college in Athens, Georgia, to work for a local dentist, Dr. Barry Simmons. He was the only dentist in town that would see students and the black minority population. While a patient in his chair one day, he told me he needed some accounting help. I needed a part-time job, and so I volunteered. Boy, did he need me. He had nearly $50,000 in accounts receivable, which was a lot of money in 1970, and he was facing a payroll crisis. He did not like to ask his patients for money, so I did. I asked for small weekly payments, and the patients loved Dr. Simmons so much they easily complied, and we made huge progress. One even said to me, I wondered why he never asked me for payment. In fact, from that day forward, we never missed a payroll. Every summer, Dr. Simmons would close his Athens practice and go off to a foreign country to help supply needed dental health to children and families. When he returned, he shared amazing stories, and it fueled him with hope and energy until his next summer trip. He taught me so much about helping people through their oral health, but also what it means to give back to others who did not have access to a dentist at all. In turn, I got his accounting straightened out, and I taught the next bookkeeper how to manage cash flow. It was a life-changing experience for me. By now, you've had the chance to use your life experience and advanced degree to serve society and the communities where you will practice, to do it better. To not only build a successful practice, but one that makes going to the dentist a positive experience for your patients so that they too play a positive part in their own oral and overall health. Dare I say, make it fun to go to the dentist? I have fun going to the dentist. I love my dentist. Like you, I have also been on a similar road to self-discovery and fulfillment, getting an advanced degree of sorts. I'm one of the fortunate few who knew exactly what they wanted to do since I was a child: work, make money, be independent, and make a difference. Neither of my parents had a college education, so it was all uncharted territory for me. The world was my oyster. I stayed on that path for many decades. After graduating from the University of Georgia, I wanted to go to law school, to ultimately be a civil rights attorney, and to go into politics, to solve the social problems of my generation. But in order to pay for law school, I had to get a job. I joined the training program at the May Department Stores, a St. Louis-based company, but in Washington, D.C., where I intended to enter law school. During my first few months as a trainee, I had the privilege of hearing the then May CEO, Stanley Goodman, speak to a group of executives, and I remember that day as if it was yesterday, and as if he was speaking to me alone. Stanley was truly a Renaissance man. He was a wise businessman, musician, art collector, and philanthropist. He always spoke with passion and flair, and he said that day, and many times thereafter, retailing is entertainment, and the store is a stage, and when the customer has fun, they spend more money. That very day, those words changed my career. Stanley helped me see my work in a different light and with a much more joyous purpose. I began to put my heart as well as my brain into every decision I made, and that is also the day I took a leave of absence from law school that I'm still on today. I moved up the ranks at May, moving from Washington, D.C. to St. Louis, and eventually to head May's then largest and most profitable division, Payless Shoe Source. That was the job I had dreamed of and worked for, or so I thought. Don't get me wrong, it was a wonderful job. I've always said you can't have too many shoes or too many teddy bears, and now teddy bears have shoes, so it's kind of the perfect thing. But my bank account was filling up rapidly. I was a young woman holding one of the top positions in retailing in the country. Trouble was, my psychic income bank account was near empty. My job and being in the retail industry no longer seemed fun like Stanley said it was supposed to be. The higher up the ladder of success I went, the further away from the customer I got. The customer had the answers to how we could grow our revenues, but they were not on my schedule. My day was spent in meeting after meeting, often studying the competition rather than what the customer wanted or needed. I decided it was time for a change, to put my money where my mouth was and to give back to the retail industry that had been so good to me. I knew that in order to do this, I needed to know more, to get more education, if you will. One thing I've learned for certain, unless you walk out into the unknown, the chance of making a profound difference in your life is pretty low. Part of every change process requires us to take stock of ourselves and understand where we've come from so we can know where we're going. Today, nearly 30 years later, I can say this is still true. Many of you took that same step into the unknown when you decided to come to ATSU to pursue your dental education. Up until this point in my work life, I thought the real work was doing my job and all that it entailed to get ahead. But what I found out is that the real work is in finding out what you're supposed to do with your life. One of my strengths is I know what I don't know, and I've never been afraid to admit that. My curiosity is my superpower. I know that I was a creative person, and I've always been successful when I could use my creative talents. I briefly thought of returning to law school, but I love the retail business, and I was good at it. It was my passion. But I felt the fun had gone out of it. Baseball legend Yogi Berra said in a great graduation speech in 1996, the same time I was thinking about what was I going to do when I grow up, "If you see a fork in the road, take it." I heard him loud and clear, and I did just that. Instead of running away, I took the fork and I pushed forward. I could make it fun again. I could make a difference. The day I walked away from my job as president of the then $2.3 billion Payless Shoe Source, I had no idea what business I would buy or what type of business I would start from scratch, but I knew it would involve kids and the child that was begging to come out of me again. I spent several months immersed in getting my kid PhD. I spent time with my friends' kids at their schools, baseball games, and around the neighborhood, most of the time just listening and observing. Being 4'10", we saw eye to eye. On a simple shopping trip in 1996 for the newest Beanie Babies, you probably remember those, my friend Katie, who was only 10 years old at the time, suggested that Beanie Babies were so simple, maybe we could make them. She meant go home to my basement craft room and we could make them from scratch. But I heard something different and I saw a totally different possibility. And that day, the idea for Build-A-Bear Workshop and the concept of experience retail was born. Less than 12 months later, in October of 1997, we opened our first store at the St. Louis Galleria. And now, 27 years later, we have nearly 500 stores in malls, on cruise ships, in tourist destinations all around the world. and have an amazing online business as well. Who would have thought that possible from a Beanie Baby shopping trip with a 10-year-old? If I've learned one thing in my life, it's that listening is a very important key to success. On a practical basis, listening is important because you can't possibly have every idea. Where would Build-A-Bear be if I hadn't heard what Katie was really saying? It's like a newfound freedom. All the ideas are not on your shoulders. Listening is also a sign of respect. It's a path toward creating credibility with another person. In my case, my customers and my associates. Through technology, we have access to more feedback. It also allows us to connect with the people who can learn from the most, our customers and associates. The ability to acknowledge what we've learned from them, just as simple. Listening allowed us to develop one of the most important trademarks of the Build-A-Bear Workshop experience, the ceremony of putting a heart into your furry friend. This was the idea of a friend of mine, Sarah Russell, a WashU professor, who inspired me to add this special feature. I explained each and every stuffed animal to her one day in the summer before we opened, and she said, Maxine, each of these animals is a part of you or someone you hold dear. They must have hearts. Today, over 250 animals around the world have hearts and the wishes that go with them. Putting hearts in bears and our hearts in our work has made us unique and successful. Our first board of directors were children, who are today our grown-ups with their own kids. They informed us of what we should and shouldn't carry, and listening to them kept us on our toes and in the know. Take my word for it, some of the best ideas are staring you in the face right now. Take a breath, just stop, see, and most important, listen to your patients, your assistants, your dentists, other dentists, go back to the faculty and ask them whenever you have a question. Until we open our eyes to the possibilities and ask questions like we did when we were kids, we just can't see what is possible. Parents, I know you can recall your children wanting to always know, why can't we do this, Mommy? Or who said we can't do this, Dad? Or simply just why? That's the kid-like possibility I'm talking about versus the it will never change mentality we often hear today. In the beginning of Build-A-Bear, many people said, it'll never work. Why would anyone want to make their own teddy bear when they can buy one easily off the shelf? Why indeed? Today, the tune has changed a little. Many people say to me, I wish I thought of that. Remember, Ray Kroc didn't invent hamburgers, Howard Schultz didn't invent coffee, and I didn't invent teddy bears. We all took a commodity and made it into a loved brand. How will you rethink your dental practice, your own personal brand? How you hire and train your staff, and how you encourage your patients for those return visits? How you think about your community contribution? I know retailing's not your passion, but we both have customers. Mine are shoppers, and yours are patients in need of your expertise. Your passion is the health of the patients you have served in your clinic work and the patients that will come to your practices in the future. I can't tell you how to do your job, although I worked side by side with a dentist quite a few years ago. You have the training to become a great practitioner. I can encourage you to be resourceful in how you market your practice, how you treat your patients, and how you serve the greater community. To reach inside for your kid's soul and to ask, why did I choose this work? How will I help my patients look forward to coming to see me and our staff so that they stay healthy? How will I use technology to make their experience as positive and as painless as possible? Dentists are entrepreneurs, especially when you work in your own practice or partner with others. I want to encourage you to look inside at what makes you happy, how you like to be treated, what you love, what makes you smile every day, and what are you passionate about? Listen to your heart. Several years ago, I had the good fortune to meet Terry Bradshaw, the former quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He was telling us what great fortune he had in being paid to do his hobby, play football. But by then, he was making 3 times as much money as a sports announcer. But he still wished he was playing football. In today's world, getting to do what you love is easier, and if you love what you do, if you love what you work at, you will always love what you do. Like Terry Bradshaw, being paid to do your hobby every day. I have yet to meet a person who loved what they were doing who is not thriving personally, emotionally, and financially. That choice I made to leave a prestigious, safe, secure, and high-paying job changed the trajectory of my life. I became my own quarterback. It opened the door to all the astounding possibilities that have since unfolded and that continue to move me forward today. I live in a state of happiness, fueled by a passion for everything I'm committed to, the company I created, my husband and friends, the incredible community of St. Louis, my gratitude for my good health, and my personal freedom. I know that I created this happiness by choice. I also know that it's not just one choice that makes the difference. It's all the many choices that lead you to the ultimate moment when you take the strongest stand and commitment to yourself and the life that's calling your name. That's when you know you're being paid to do your hobby, too. You made a powerful choice when you decided to get a degree in dentistry and oral health. You've studied the science, honed your clinical skills, you have the context and the mental ammunition you need to be even more successful. But that's just half the recipe. The way to have happiness and be successful is to follow your heart to what's right for you. You can never be happy living someone else's dream. Live your own, and for sure you will make a difference for those who work with you and those you work for, and you will know the true meaning of success. I have a quote on my wall at home that I hope you will take to heart. If you can live your imagination, your life will be a dream come true. Congratulations to all of you, and I hope your AT Still degree has allowed your imaginations to soar and all of your dreams, even the ones you have yet to have, come true. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clark, for those words of inspiration. Public health is the field devoted to preventing disease, prolonging life, and promoting health through organized community efforts and informed choices of society, organizations, communities, and individuals. The Master of Public Health degree is a professional master's degree awarded for studies in areas related to public health, focusing on improving health through identification, prevention, and solutions to community health needs. All graduates earn a certificate in public health with an emphasis on dentistry. Some of our students complete the entire master's degree program while earning their dental degree. Dr. Branch Mays will be assisting with the presentation of the Master of Public Health candidates. President Phelps, the candidates for the Master of Public Health have successfully completed the requirements for their degree. On behalf of AT Still University's College of Graduate Health Studies and upon the faculty and program director's recommendation, I have the pleasure of presenting them to you. Will the candidates for the Master of Public Health please rise and proceed to the stage?
Yesenia Enrique. Jonathan Lang. Lamia Tanovic.
upon the recommendation of the faculty, dean, and senior vice president of academic affairs, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the state of Missouri, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree Master of Public Health, with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations.
Thank you, President Phelps. Dental medicine involves the art and science of prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of conditions, diseases, and disorders of the oral cavity, maxillofacial, and associated regions. Graduates of the Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health are educated to become socially responsible, technologically adept dentists who will serve communities in need while engaging in lifelong learning. For the presentation and hooding ceremony, President Phelps and I will be assisted by Doctors Branch Mays, Batista, and Zarogue. President Phelps, the candidates for the Doctor of Dental Medicine have successfully completed the requirements for their degree. Upon recommendation of the faculty, I have the pleasure of presenting them to you. Will the candidates for A.T. Still University, Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health, class of 2024, please rise and proceed to the stage.
Riyam Abdul Wahab. Tanner Adams, being hooded by his father, Dr. Jody Adams. Ashley Renee Brown. Nicole Alexis Brubaker. Hung Bui. Jairus Burpo. Taylor Joe Cecil. Christopher Eastburn. Parisa Riaz Ibrahimi, being hooded by her fiance, Dr. Zia Zeram. Chantal Eklund. Sinarib Amara. Yesenia Enriquez. Katie Fauble, being hooded by her father, Dr. Curtis Fauble. Rachel Faulkner. Jaron Francis. Roman Marcus Fratesi. Kennedy Louise French. Matthew Gallup, being hooded by his brother David Gallup. John Hadsma. William Haste. Patrick Horning. Hunter Irwin. Bijan Jamshidi, being hooded by his sister, Bida Jamshidi. Hunter Thomas Jones. Jagjo Singh Kent. Nicole Marie Karras. Faisal Muhammad Khan. Kimberly Kristen Coors. Jonathan Lang. Pedram Majubla. Lillian Justine McQuay. Ryan Merritt. Destiny Noel Mills. Joshua Newman. Doug Han Nguyen, being hooded by her sister, Dr. Jessica Pham. Nasheen Nizbuddin. Tyler Olson. Neil Patel. Nikita Patel. Nikki Patel. Payal Manish Patel. Rajiv Patel, being hooded by his brother, Dr. Pratith Patel, class of 2022. Tate Pearson, being hooded by his brothers, Doctors Chase and McKay Pearson. Tyler Pryor. Richa Rampura, being hooded by her fiance, Dr. Atish Shah. Megan Grace Ross. Catherine Ruddle. Eric Douglas Rube. Sonia Sajid. Adrian Salinas. Ji-Hook Ho. Glenn Ross Sigler. Taylor Spear, being hooded by his mother, Dr. Lisa Spear. Caroline Stark. Tyler Keith Stidham. Simon Awad Tadros. Lamia Tanovic. Stephanie Trevino. Brian Vu. Tanya Wadwa. Taylor Willman.
Please stand. Graduates. Upon the recommendation of the faculty, dean, and senior vice president of academic affairs, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the state of Missouri, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree Doctor of Dental Medicine with all the rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, doctors. Great. Graduates, please remain standing. And any dentists that are in the audience or on the stage that would like to go with the oath with our students, we'd love to have you join in. Dr. McLeod will be administering the dental oath. Dr. McLeod.
As is tradition, I'm honored to administer the oath to the profession. The oath is located on page 12 of the commencement program. I ask the class of 2024 and all dentists to rise. Please raise your right hand and recite the oath with me. In unison, so loud, family and guests in the back row can hear you. I pledge to faithfully fulfill my obligations as a member of the dental profession. My responsibilities is to promote the health of the community and the persons I serve. The health of my patients will be my first commitment. My practice depends upon the trust of my patients. I will not violate that trust. I will do no harm. I will honor my peers. I will respect the diversity they bring to the profession and commit to our mutual success. I will honor my patients' dignity. I will be their zealous advocate, sensitive to their feelings, needs, and thoughts. I will not discriminate against any person in my decisions and care. I recognize the limits of my competence. I will seek knowledge and inspiration from my colleagues whenever my patients' needs require. I will strive to improve my knowledge and skills. I am responsible for contributing to the improvement of the community. I will strive to prevent disease and to correct adverse social conditions. I will serve as both teacher and role model for my patients, my successors, and the public. I am responsible for upholding my profession's integrity. I will strive to counsel those deficient in character or competence and expose those who engage in fraud or deception. I will use my professional knowledge according to the laws of humanity. With this oath, I willingly assume these responsibilities. Thank you. Please remain standing as Dr. Caitlin Roseman, class of 2021, inducts you into the AT University Alumni Association.
Thank you, Dr. McLeod. As a member of the Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health Alumni Chapter and a member of the AT-University Alumni Association, by the authority vested in me by the ATSU Alumni Association, it is my pleasure and privilege to induct you formally as individuals and as a graduating class into membership in the AT-University Alumni Association and the Missouri School of Dentistry and Oral Health Alumni Chapter. On behalf of the other university alumni worldwide, it is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you as members of the AT University Alumni Association. You may be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Roseman. As we conclude our commencement ceremony, I welcome President Phelps to the podium for his closing remarks.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. McLeod. Thank you, Dr. Clark, with the honorary degree. That was great. I love the story, a PhD in kids. Thank goodness Katie gave you that idea. That was very cool. And I can testify that I have frequently visited Build-A-Bear when my son was younger, and we have quite the assortment of, we have the NBA bear, we have all sorts of fun stuff. So yes, thank you, thank you. So we appreciate that inspiring story, and I think that's what comes through is that you can make your practice yours, right? You can specialize in certain areas, you can have a certain way that you welcome folks. I love the oath that you do, and perhaps posting that somewhere where every patient can see that and every family can see that when they walk into your office, because they're going to say, I want a dentist like that. Good. Dr. Thomas, Bertha Thomas, thank you for those opening words. It's always great to have you here. You're just our solid board member that goes to just about every graduation, and we're very indebted to you for all that you've done for the university. Dr. Branch Mays and the MOSDOH team, the staff, they start planning probably next week for the upcoming graduation for next year and all the work that they do to make sure that logistics get here, everything gets here, the future MOSDOH student gets here. Thank you for calling out. We're just happy that we have great folks supporting the students in the ceremony today. Student Affairs, Communications and Marketing, Academic Technologies, ID, President, staff, just tons of folks. Our great MOSDOH faculty and staff, I'm always inspired when I get to spend time with the MOSDOH faculty and staff and leadership. They have taken something that was just an idea and dream 13, 14 years ago, 15 years ago, and turned it into a reality, to something that really contributes to society and provides opportunities for these young people. We're grateful to Truman State. You heard about President Thomas, the folks that let us use this venue and facility and keep it nice for us and welcome us. Thank you, the first responders that are out there in case I get a little hyperventilated, all the folks that have come together to make today great, and to the parents and families and friends of our students. Graduates, in a couple minutes when you walk through those doors, your life will be forever changed. The calling to provide care to others is like no other. Patients and their families will share their most intimate details during times of physical and emotional pain and stress, uncertainty and vulnerability. Fortunately, your families, faculty, and staff have prepared you well for this special calling. Only you can do it. As much as we love our phones, chat, GPT, social media, treating the whole person, the body, mind, and spirit, is done one-on-one in collaboration with your patients. Dr. Still emphasized in his work, finding disease is relatively easy. Helping our patients find health, that is our true calling. No one can do it better than you. Our future is in your hands. Until we meet again, Godspeed.